welcome to the WA Radio Dub Chat. Another rendition. Just know, I'm your host, I go by the name Atawa. For this show, this is our Dub Chat show and our WA Radio stream. One of our show. This is our bi-weekly show and also our bi-weekly podcast. This podcast is here on anchor.com/WA Radio and are anywhere you listen to your podcast. Right? Mixcloud.com for more of our shows. Our WA Radio shows like the Bay Radio Lounge, our bi-weekly show. We have the Worldwide Wednesday and also New Music Monday. Just know said WARadio.com is geared toward the dancehall reggae music, right? And our shows are basically mainly musical shows, so you only hear it on the regular podcasting stream. So mixcloud.com/WA Radio, WARadio.com also at WA Radio anywhere you listen to your anywhere on all social platforms. Here Dub Chat, we chat about the whole issue with the Jamaican Maroons and with the government, and we just give our views. We just look at the situation and analyze it a little bit, because we only can really talk about it. Maybe this is the pacifier, I don't know, but just know say our views here on WA Radio Dub Chat is not to cause any harm, never to cause any harm, but to bring forth clarity in information through just from another point of view, from another source you don't know. There's a lot of talk about the situation with the Maroons and the government. Yeah, we understand say major American bauxite company want to start mining in the protected the nature reserve, what we call the cockpit country. And not only a nature reserve, but what them call it, sovereign land to a sovereign set of people, we call the Maroons, you know. And through the whole treaty, the whole British treaty, back in them time, I don't remember the exact date, but you can research the exact date. They're hidden. Right? No. What is the issue? You have to understand Jamaican bauxite. I think Jamaica have the third largest deposit of bauxite, you know, and land that can be easily mined. They say that. Right? And it's located conveniently in this area where they want to mine, you know. But some may say why bauxite is the base product, the product that bring forth aluminum, right? Aluminum is a light metal, very light in weight metal, and is very useful, especially in these robotic and aerodynamic aerodynamic age like drones, you know. So it's a well sought for material. Why is the Jamaican government pressuring the Maroons? Yeah, you gotta understand the conflicts, the rising of conflicts. It's gonna be, and as you can see, government have the ways and tactic of getting you off the land if they need it. It can take many farms, it can take brute force, it can take buyouts, it can take change of power, you know. So say you see all the conflicts arising around because all along through years, decades, the Maroon sovereignty and the government of Jamaica haven't been challenged and wasn't an issue until you start to hear of talks of a company want to do work. But why does the Jamaican government don't just say, hey, we can't do it? So may ask, why is the government of Jamaica pressuring their own people for this outside entity? When you look at the debt the country is in, the debt has to be paid back some way. One report showed that Jamaican debt was for over like 13 billion US. Like the debt of the country think is over 1.5 times its GDP, something like that, if I'm remembering correctly. But if not, it's close or more, right? So the country is in the category of one of the most indebted country to these international banks. And when you have to understand how the loan work, when you borrow loan, you borrow against collateral, and when you can't pay back your loan, your things come and get taken away, or if you can sell some asset in order to pay. Meet your payments, the installments of your loan. If you can't find some way to pay bills, you the bank's gonna come take back what they owed, right? And I don't know if Jamaica is in the process of selling asset to pay the loan, or is just the authorities are moving right now if they take what they want, take their collateral, use it up, right? Hence all these pressures. So say it's stemming, it's not really a ethnic conflict per se. It's not ethnic warfare. You have to understand the outside entities at play, stakeholders, how the thing work, right? So is it inevitable that these lands gotta have to go over to these international money authorities? Do Jamaica have any way out or any way of paying these bills? Jamaica's governance throughout the years since independence, is it really independent? Jamaica is still a part of a commonwealth. A commonwealth that really seem to commonly farm or propagate debt. So can Jamaica become, if Jamaica become a republic, will things work differently? Can they use that as a leverage to alleviate, get rid of some of these debt? Because as a country coming out of slavery and thrown into independence per se, you realize there's a lot of misdirection, a lot of corruption, for failure, and still no reparation. So basically, the slaves were handed the slave master's debt. That's what they end up into, right? So this is the case where the leaders need to start think different and think more strategic rather than oppressive. And the dub here really dub chat, and these we just give our views about the matters at hand. We talk about the issue of the Maroons, the Jamaican Maroons, right? With the whole bauxite and mining and environmentally, it can be very disastrous to mine in the wetlands of a cockpit country and an island where them also attack about global warming, the rising of the sea levels. So while the sea are coming closer, you're digging a hole in the middle. I mean, say, yeah, environmentally disastrous. You're looking at. But is it inevitable though that this gonna happen? Maybe cause a replacement of a chief. We don't know. And as you know how we work, you just have to put in your guide here and get him to put a signature on a paper and the deal is done. Can be that easy. You know. But I'm still gonna have the masses of the people to deal with because it's gonna bring a lot of conflict. It's gonna bring a lot of conflict moving forward. You know it's gonna happen. When it's gonna happen, basically that's it. You know. It's gonna bring a lot of strife. The sacred lands, burial grounds, and protected areas, and nationally. So the government also is going back on their own policies, you know, because of their own mismanagement and for lack of better word, really lack of strategic minds, you know. Yeah. I was talking about the bauxite. It's the small island state of Jamaica possesses the largest deposit of the so-called karst or Tierra Rosa type bauxite. They are of very high quality and are found in pockets and hollows on the weathered surface of the white limestone formation that outcrops over large parts of the island. So the island they can start mine from Kingston, right? Because the whole of the island. Blue Moon up next. So it's big money. We can wipe out that debt in a minute. Anytime we're ready. Today, debt can disappear and money gone back up strong. We have to start live on boat. Turn the house them in a houseboat because they're not gonna have land left. Gonna be very disastrous, unhealthy. Because it's not about only digging up the land, you know, and the whole issue. It's a whole environment issue of churning up other unhealthy chemicals, right, that surround the whole bauxite mining. And this is that can this the whole, you know, destroy the environment, you know, because the mining of bauxite bring a big waste, a big waste where it's hard to get rid of, dispose of. Create the unhealthy air for breathing, heavy metals in the lungs. You know, the studies are there from other places, you know, where bauxite is heavily mined. The issues, environmental issues that it caused, you know. We're gonna tell you about they have a lot of strategy in place to cover or lessen those issues. But Band-Aid, there's our Band-Aid. WA Radio Dub Chat. We chat about the issues with the Maroon, the whole bauxite mining and government pressuring Maroons and conflicts, and also give our own views, enlightenment. As I said, this one maybe is a pacify, you know. But those, thank you. I'm your host. I go by the name Atawa, for joining me once more here on WA Radio Dub Chat, our bi-weekly podcast, and also one of our bi-weekly show on WARadio.com. You can listen to our other shows on mixcloud.com/WA Radio, or go to our WARadio.com for more info. At WA Radio on all social platforms, and you don't know, this podcast can be heard anywhere you listen to your podcast. Yeah. Thank you once more for joining me, WA Radio Dub Chat. We have other shows like New Music Mondays, where we play the brand new music in the Jamaican dancehall space. Worldwide Wednesdays, you know, gonna be next Wednesday. After you hear this Dub Chat, it's gonna be on the other Wednesday, right? WA Radio Lounge, our weekend show, where we give you some mix and trick. Yes, thank you once more for joining me. This is Dub Chat.